This is the leading news from the Albuquerque Journal. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Wednesday, August 26th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. New Mexico's race for governor is taking a surprisingly civil tone, with Republican Greg Hall and Democrat Deb Haaland outlining their differences without directly attacking each other during a forum Tuesday in Albuquerque. Hall, the former Rio Rancho mayor, reiterated his support for eliminating the state's personal income tax and overhauling the gross receipts tax. He also called for stronger enforcement of shoplifting laws and more state investment in water infrastructure. Haaland, a former congresswoman and U.S. Interior Secretary, focused on affordability. She says she wants to explore building affordable housing on state trust land and potentially using some of the state's permanent funds to help pay for housing and public safety. The candidates also discussed water, energy, and economic development. Haaland enters the general election with a major fundraising advantage, having raised more than $13.8 million as of July, compared with about $945,000 for Hall. The candidates are expected to debate again in October, and early voting is set to begin on October 6th, and Election Day will be on November 3rd. A major fusion energy project is officially underway in southeast Albuquerque. Politicians, national security officials, and business leaders gathered Tuesday at Mesa del Sol for the groundbreaking of Pacific Fusion's planned $1 billion research and manufacturing campus. The California startup is working to develop fusion technology capable of producing more energy than it consumes, a milestone known as net facility gain. The company hopes to achieve that by 2030 and eventually commercialize fusion power plants that produce clean, emission-free energy. Pacific Fusion also announced a partnership with the Department of Energy's National Nuclear Security Administration. Officials say the agreement will help the U.S. stay competitive in the race to develop fusion technology, particularly against China. New Mexico's national laboratories are playing a key role, and Pacific Fusion has already used Sandia National Laboratory's Z machine to test its technology. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, who chairs Pacific Fusion's board, called fusion a potential trillion-dollar industry and said competition over technologies like fusion and artificial intelligence are among the most intense that he's ever seen. New Mexico State Representative Joseph Hernandez, a Democrat from Shiprock, says he will not seek re-election following an apparent alcohol-fueled incident at a Chicago hotel last month. Hernandez announced Tuesday that he is withdrawing from the November race, saying he wants to focus on his health and family while serving out the remainder of his term. A Chicago police report and witnesses previously told the Journal that Hernandez was allegedly running naked through a hotel hallway, knocking on guest doors, and pushing a staff member. Police escorted him from the hotel, but did not file charges. Hernandez has acknowledged that he has, quote, challenges with alcohol, and apologized for the incident. His withdrawal comes on the final day for New Mexico Democrats to replace a candidate on the November ballot. The Democratic Party has nominated former Representative Anthony Allison to replace Hernandez. Allison is expected to face Republican Heather Ellison in the general election for the House seat representing parts of San Juan County, Farmington, and the Navajo Nation. Hernandez will continue serving in the legislature through the end of his current term. A teenager charged in the shooting death of 14-year-old Michael Lamont at the University of New Mexico last year has taken a plea deal and faces up to 12 years in prison. John Fuentes, now 19, pleaded no contest on Friday to second-degree murder and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Prosecutors agreed to cap his prison sentence at 12 years, followed by 5 years of supervised probation. Fuentes was accused of fatally shooting Lamont in the head inside a UNM dorm in July of 2025. Prosecutors say he was intoxicated and under the influence of LSD, cocaine, and marijuana while playing video games when he fired the shots. Another teenager, Daniel Archuleta, was grazed in the back of the head. Fuentes was arrested shortly after the shooting and has remained in custody while the case proceeded. His trial, which had been scheduled for September 14th, has now been canceled. A sentencing evaluation must now be completed before a judge schedules Fuentes' sentencing hearing. Lamont's older half-brother, Zion Mira, who was also in the dorm room, pleaded guilty earlier this year to charges including tampering with evidence and possession of cocaine, and entered a young adult diversion program. And country music icon Dolly Parton has died at the age of 80 after a brief battle with cancer, according to her publicist. Parton rose from a poor childhood in the Tennessee mountains to become one of the most successful and recognizable entertainers in the world. She wrote hundreds of songs, including Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You. Her version of I Will Always Love You became a country classic before Whitney Houston's 1992 cover turned it into a global phenomenon. Parton also found success in film, starring in movies movies including 9 to 5, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and Steel Magnolias. Beyond entertainment, Parton was also known for her philanthropy. Her Imagine library provided free books to children, while her Dollywood theme park became a major economic force in her native Tennessee. Parton earned 10 Grammy Awards from 55 nominations and was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's survived by her legacy as a songwriter, performer, businesswoman, and philanthropist whose appeal crossed generations and political divides. The Leading News is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect isolated showers and thunderstorms after 3 p.m., mostly sunny with a high near 98. As for this evening, scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected, mainly before 9 p.m., partly cloudy with a low around 67. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the Leading News. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back tomorrow.